Hey everyone, this is Joe from buildassetsonline.com. In this Clickbank affiliate marketing tutorial for beginners, I am going to show you exactly what you need to do to make a website that makes money on Clickbank. As you may know, my brother and I make most of our money online with high-ticket dropshipping and Kindle publishing, but we recently made a Clickbank site as a fun experiment and it's been going really well, so I want to share with you exactly what we've been doing. This is going to be a full over-the-shoulder tutorial where you're going to learn the most important steps in the process. Here are the main things you're going to learn. Number 1, how to find the right offer to promote. Number 2, how to host your website the right way and pick a solid domain. Number 3, how to set up your website with the right theme, plugins, etc. Number 4, how to do keyword research to rank your website in Google as fast as possible. Number 5, how to write search engine or SEO-friendly articles. Number 6, how to set up lead gen so you can make extra sales and build an email list that you can market to later. So my recommendation is that you watch this video and take the action steps without getting sidetracked by watching other YouTube videos, going on social media, or anything like that. Save this video and reference back as needed, but just make sure you're actually doing stuff. There will be some affiliate URLs in this video to software and services that I actually use in the process. You obviously don't have to use them, but if you do, I really appreciate it, and it will justify making more tutorial videos just like this one. And this is honestly all stuff that I use myself. I would not be recommending it if I didn't like it, if I didn't use it. If you need extra help, you can get a private Discord channel with us at buildassetsonline.com/membership. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you're gonna do is head over to clickbank.com and click create account. From there, fill out all the information and just finish creating your account so we can look at the affiliate marketplace. Navigate to the affiliate marketplace by clicking it right here on the menu. And for the sake of example, I am going to head over to the arts and entertainment section. As you can see here, there are just a bunch of different kinds of offers. So once you're in the marketplace, take a look at the initial sale amount as well as the average total rebill. Also take a look at the average dollar per sale. The average dollar per sale is what you'll make most of the time when someone orders a product. Some of them have upsells, downsells, and stuff like that. But this is just the average of what you're going to make. I'm personally not going to bother with something where I make under $20 in one sale. I just don't think it's worth it. But if you're passionate about a niche and you want to make a site based on something where you're going to make a little less, it might be worth doing if it's going to keep you motivated to stay in and make content about that subject. Not all of them are going to have an average rebill total, but the ones that do just means that you'll make money on a recurring basis if people stay into the program that they're buying into. Some of them have recurring billing monthly, so that's also good to consider when you're trying to pick an offer. Now, the next thing is that you actually want to take a look at the offer itself and try and make a judgment if it's something that you think people are going to want. There's no magic formula, you just kind of need to use your intuition and common sense. Let's take a look at 3 examples that I found in this category. So the first one we'll look at here is this after hours magic offer. Now, while it may be a legit offer and really maybe you do learn some great magic by taking this class, it just doesn't have that appealing of a landing page. It's not that slick, and it's not really that organized. So this is an offer I would pass on just because I think if I sent someone here, I don't think that they would buy it. This next one I want to look at is Fro Knows Photo. It's a photography course, and you can see that the seller put a lot of effort into this landing page, and if someone wanted to learn about photography, you can send them here, and there's a pretty good chance that if it was the right place at the right time, they would actually convert on this offer and you would get a commission. And it's easy to tell this by scrolling through the product page and just seeing how good of a job the Clickbank vendor does of organizing everything and putting it together. You can really make a good comparison when you compare this to something like this. This other offer that looked really good was a Singorama, and as you could tell, much like the Fro Knows Photo, it just looks like a really solid offer. The people definitely put a lot of effort into this program. It's got testimonials and all that good stuff. And yeah, I would definitely consider this offer. And as a matter of fact, I am going to choose this offer to make an example site for this tutorial. So we are going to go with the Singorama tutorial and make believe like we're promoting it. And just to bring it back for a second, you can see that this offer, you make a pretty decent amount per sale. It actually has rebill potential. And again, it's a really solid offer all around. It's really important that you don't overthink the offer too much. Just kind of use your judgment and instinct based on what I've told you. I can't tell you how many people get bogged down in paralysis of analysis when they're doing online business. It's better to pick something and give it a shot and see what happens versus spending a long time trying to find the right offer. You'll just get much farther in the long run by picking something and going for it. Trust me on that one. So one thing you want to be aware of is that on Clickbank, there's a very small percentage of vendors that will need you to get approved before you start promoting them. It's not really a problem. You can set up a site and then try and get approved later, but it's just a little bit something that's not ideal, something to consider before you pick an offer. So let's just take, for example, this Organifi juice or whatever. So I'm going to click promote. And as you can see, it just gives me a warning here that says that it's going to require approval from the affiliate. So that might be something you want to look into before you pick an offer. If you don't get this message, that usually means that you can just promote it from day one. There's no need to get approved, but just wanted to give you guys a little bit of heads up about that in case you pick an offer and then get surprised down the line that you can't promote it. So now once you've picked your offer, you're going to want to get hosting. Getting hosting just means that you're getting access to a server where your site is going to live. And if you're serious about this business, you need to have a good hosting service. I personally use and highly recommend WPX hosting. And if you want to check them out, you can learn more about them at buildassetsonline.com/WPX. They're a WordPress hosting service, which basically means that their sole purpose exists to host WordPress sites. Many people who make these kind of tutorial and affiliate marketing videos kind of throw out hosting offers that are too good to be true. Some hosts will claim that you can get started for $2 or $3 a month, which is just plain fabricated, at least from what I've seen. When you go to buy this cheap hosting, you're going to notice all sorts of conditions and upsells, and it's going to end up costing a lot more and probably end up being the same price or more than what WPX actually costs, and their pricing is upfront. Plus, oftentimes, and I've used them, these hosts usually aren't very good, and their support usually sucks, especially when it comes to addressing issues with WordPress. One of the best things I like about WPX is their live chat. They've always answered me pretty much instantly and solved many technical issues that I've had throughout the years. This is something that you just won't find with other hosts, and I've wasted hours and probably weeks of my life trying to solve technical issues that the WPX chat just resolved for me in like a matter of minutes. Some of the other things I like about WPX is that they automatically back up your site for free. They also give you free SSL. They'll migrate over your website if you currently have one hosted somewhere else. And it's really fast, and speed, many will say, is a Google ranking factor, and just having a fast website means that more people are going to actually read your stuff because the page is going to fully load, and that means you're going to get more affiliate sales on Clickbank. So you need a fast website. All of these things are essential to me, and I honestly use this stuff like I've been saying, and I'm not trying to like hard sell you on it. It's just been such a big game changer since I switched to a host that actually specializes in WordPress and that actually pays attention to the customers. They also have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you'll be able to install WordPress in just a few clicks. There's no technical installation or anything like that. So if you're not technically savvy like I'm not, trust me, you just want it that way. So with that out of the way, let's move on to perhaps the most exciting part, picking a domain. So on WPX hosting, you're going to go over to Start Now. I'm assuming that most of you will pick the beginner plan, the business plan. You can choose monthly or yearly. So let's click Let's Get Started. Host in the US, and you can say I need a domain and hosting, and here's where you're going to be able to pick your domain. Now let's talk a little bit about my thought process and how I pick a domain. When I think of domain names, there's a few major attributes I look for. Number one, it needs to be a .com. Number two, it should be easy to say out loud. Number three, it should be easy to spell. Number four, it should be easy to remember. And number five, it should be 2 or 3 words at the most. It's getting very hard to find a 1-word domain nowadays, but don't have like a 4 or 5-word domain. So for the sake of this example, and I'm going to set up like a little bit of a demo site here, I've picked the domain vocalhelper.com. I've already got that domain, but just to show you what the installation process will look like, just type in your domain here. So I'm just going to do vocalhelper2.com. Go to order now. Just get 1 year, fill out the information, and then from here you'll pay, and then it's really only a few more clicks to install WordPress. And honestly, if you're struggling through this process, just message the live chat on the bottom right here, and they'll help you through it. They'll help you get WordPress set up, all that good stuff. When you're finalizing the setup, you're going to want to make sure that you have SSL activated, and you can tell that by this little lock here in the Chrome browser. Since I just set up vocalhelper.com, I didn't set up SSL yet, so you can see here it says not secure. You're going to want to make sure that's set up. It's part of the installation process on WPX. But again, if you're struggling, just message them. You can even give them your login credentials for your site, and they will set up the SSL for you if you're having trouble. Once your site is up and running, you're going to type in your domain name into the browser bar and type /wp-admin. And that's how you're going to get to where you log in to your WordPress site. There might be a little bit of a CAPTCHA here, so let's get that out of the way. Cool. So then you'll just type in your username and password here that you created and log in. So now let's get inside WordPress and we're going to talk about plugins, theme, all that good stuff. So I'm in my WordPress dashboard right now. Let me just go to the dashboard home real quick. And as you can see, I've now got SSL activated. If you want to do that by yourself and not ask the live chat, even though they will help you, all you have to do is install a plugin, assuming you have SSL activated for your site. You install a plugin called Really Simple SSL. You just go to Plugins, Add New. You're going to search for Really Simple SSL. And I already have it installed, but you'll just press Install Now and then Activate. And then you're going to go to Settings. And you'll just want to change your WordPress URL and site address to, it's going to say HTTP here. Just want to make sure this is HTTPS, and that's going to have SSL secured and ready to go. So then the first thing you're going to want to do is find a theme to install. You're going to go over to Appearance and Themes. Now, WordPress comes with a theme. There are a bunch of free themes in the library that you can check out, but I like to use GeneratePress Premium, and I'm going to show you how to install that and get working with that. So you're going to come over here and go to Add New and just type in GeneratePress. Whoops. And here you're going to see GeneratePress, just press install. Now, let me be clear, what you're installing is the free version. The premium version has a lot more features. It makes it really easy to customize it, add custom codes and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be using for this tutorial. If you want to check out the premium one, you can go to buildassetsonline.com/generate. And that's where you can go sign up and download it. So once you sign up for the premium version of GeneratePress, you're going to have to add it as a plugin. So you're going to have to go over here to Plugins, go to Add New, and then you go to Upload Plugin. And here you're going to get a zip file that you've already downloaded from their website, and then you just choose it from your computer and install now. So let me do that. So I've loaded it from my computer, and I'm just going to press Install Now, and then I'm going to press Activate Plugin. So from here, you're going to want to go to Appearance, and then GeneratePress, and then activate all the extra stuff that comes with the premium version. And you're also going to have to put in your license key here. So let me just do that real quick. Once your license is activated, just go here, go to Bulk Actions and go to Activate. Again, you could be using a free theme for this. I just always use GeneratePress because it's really easy to insert codes, which I'm going to show you that later when we get to Google Analytics and stuff like that. So all this is activated. Now let's move on to the next step. Now, there's going to be some other free plugins that you're going to want to install. So let's navigate back to the plugin library, go over to Plugins and Add New. We are going to search first for Yoast SEO. Click Install Now. Once it's done installing, just click Activate. And once Yoast is installed, just make a note to come back and fill in a few things later. You're going to want to come back, go over to Search Appearance, upload your organization name here, which is basically just your domain name and your organization logo. Then you can go to Social and fill out your social profiles right here. Now, going back to installing plugins, we are going to want to install Pretty Links. Pretty Links is what you're going to use to basically not hide, but make your Clickbank links not look so crazy. So we're just going to go to Install Now, and we're going to show you how to use that later. Installed, press Activate. Going back to the plugins library, let's search for Classic Editor. You can use the current WordPress editor. I find it a little counterintuitive. I prefer the classic editor. So this plugin is kind of optional. I think it just makes it easier to type out a blog post. And I also am going to introduce you to a drag and drop builder if you want to use that. But let's just get this classic editor installed. Now, if you did want to use a drag and drop WordPress editor, which is kind of like what you'd get with if you were using like Squarespace or Wix or something like that, it just makes it a little bit easier for training writers, inserting images, formatting posts. A lot of people find it a little bit easier. It's not required, but if you want that, just head over to buildassetsonline.com/thrive. And I prefer using Thrive Architect. It's really simple and intuitive, really easy to use. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to show you in the WordPress Classic editor, but this is something worth checking out if you want to be able to easily format your posts. So now that we've done all that setup, we're going to install Google Analytics and Google Webmaster Console, another key set of things for your website. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that right now. So head over to analytics.google.com and make sure you are logged in to Gmail. And then you're going to want to click Set Up for Free. From here, you're going to want to make an account name. So I am going to do Vocal Helper because that's going to be the name of my test site. And you can just click Next. Make sure that you're selecting a web property because it's a web property. And you're going to want to name your website here. It's going to be the name of your website. In this case, we'll just use Vocal Helper. And the website is going to be HTTPS. Make sure you select HTTPS and then type in vocalhelper.com. Well, you're not going to type in that. You're going to type in the name of your website. And then, of course, select industry category. In this case, I'll just pick entertainment. And I will click my time zone, which is on the East Coast in New York time. So then go to create. Accept the terms of service after you read it thoroughly. And then you're going to find yourself at this screen. And this is where you install the Google Analytics site tag on your website. And this is where GeneratePress makes it really, really easy to do this stuff, really easy to put codes through their function of GP hooks. So let's look at how to do that. The first thing we're going to want to do is copy this code. So Control C to copy. Go back over to your website, and if you have GeneratePress Premium, you can go to Appearance and Elements. If you have a different theme, there's other ways to put it in. You might even be able to find a plugin which will let you put in the code if you don't want to get too technical and get into the code yourself. But if you're doing it this way, you're going to go to Elements, Add New. And here's where you're going to choose the element type. So I'm just going to go over here to Choose, and I'm going to choose Hook. And I'm basically going to put this hook. If you look at what this says here, I'm just going to put WP head because that's the name of the hook that I'm going to do. You can see hook WP head here. And I check these boxes. If you put some PHP code in there, it'll execute that. We don't really need that right at this second, but I just check that anyway. And just copy and paste the Google code there and then press publish. Oh, and be sure to set the display rules. You have to choose the location, and you want to make sure you're doing this for the entire site because you don't want this to not show up on some pages. You want Google Analytics to track every page, and you don't have to worry about this excluding stuff right now, but it's good to have in the future if you want to put codes in here and you want to make new elements and exclude it from certain pages, stop showing it to certain users, stuff like that. So make sure you do that and press update. So once Analytics is installed, you're going to want to install Webmaster Console. So just go to google.com and type in Webmaster Console and go to the first result here. And you're going to want to sign in. And I'm already signed in, so you can see I have Vocal Helper up here. So let's type in our domain. It is vocalhelper.com. And here, Google is going to give you a little piece of code that you're going to have to put into WPX, which is basically just going to verify your domain. And what you're going to have to do is put this as a TXT record in your DNS settings. Now, what I recommend you do is if you went with WPX, you can just send them this code, tell them you have to add it as a TXT record to your domain, and they will actually walk you through it or do it for you. Now, you can also click full details, and Google gives you a little bit of a tutorial on how to do it, but we're not going to get into it in this video because it's a little bit technical, and if you mess up your DNS settings, you can mess up your site. So that's why I'm just going to say have the live chat help you with it if you can, or if you're more technical, then you probably already know how to do this. And just so you know, it's probably going to take 24 hours to get that verified. It just takes 24 hours for everything to propagate out on the web for Google to detect that TXT code. But once it's done and you go to verify in the previous screen, you're going to want to come back to Search Console, select your site, in this case, Vocal Helper. I'm actually using the non-domain property just for the sake of this tutorial because I'm waiting that 24 hours. But either way, it's going to be the same step. You're going to go over here to sitemaps. So once you get to this screen, you're going to want to enter your sitemap. And so you're going to go back to your website and go to Yoast, and you're going to go to SEO General, and then you'll end up here, and then you go to Features. And scroll down to where it says XML sitemap, click this question mark, and then you're going to press See XML sitemap. And from here, you're just going to copy this, go back to Webmaster Console. You can delete this part just so it has the URL of the sitemap index, and then press Submit. Cool. So it used to be just that, but I think they recently changed it to be underscore index XML. But either way, now you have your sitemap up on Google Search Console, and it's just going to make it a little bit quicker for Google to crawl your site and know when you're updating it, so your posts get in the Google index faster, hence you're ranking faster, hence you're making more sales faster. Now that that's all set up, it's a great time to start getting your logo designed. I'm just going to use Fiverr. I've always used Fiverr. It's real easy, real simple. Just go to buildassetsonline.com/Fiverr to check it out, and just type in logo in the search field. And I like to choose someone, there's so many different prices here, but I just like to choose someone that's going to make a logo fast and it's going to make a decent logo. Anywhere between $15 and $30 is usually what I'll pay. I don't like to pay more than that. You can find some good ones for maybe even less. So I might pick one like this. So just click the offer page, and then kind of read what they're going to give you, and just press continue and pay. And yeah, it's the fastest way to get a logo. That's how I do it every time. I don't even think about it. So while the logo is getting designed, it could take a few days. We're going to talk about keyword research. And keyword research is probably one of the most important steps, because if you don't pick the right keywords, you're not going to rank and you're not going to make sales. So let's kind of give a conceptual overview of the types of keywords that I'm looking for. I'm looking for informational keywords that are also long tail. So because I picked this singing program, let's start with the keyword how to sing and look at all the different variations that Google is going to give us. And we're going to start looking at some search results and seeing what might be a good term to go after. So let's type in how to sing. And from here, this is where I like to look for some modifiers and kind of let the autocomplete guide me. So let's see, how to sing in tune, how to sing well, how to sing lower. I want things that are going to give me like super long tail phrases that I can make individual unique articles for, because that's what I'm going to rank for the fastest. So let's type how to sing in tune. Okay. Now there are lots of different long tail keywords that we can go after. I'm just going to pick one at random, or actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in how to sing better in tune. I'm going to see if anything else comes up besides what this is. So how to sing in tune with a guitar. How to sing in tune for beginners. How to sing a Christmas song. Oh, how to sing a Christmas song. I wouldn't consider that an autocomplete, so if this happens to you, don't go after that. Let's go for how to sing in tune for beginners. Let's see what comes up here. So YouTube comes up. How to learn to sing in tune. How to learn to sing in tune naturally for beginners. 3 ways to sing in tune. Learn to sing in tune with these simple exercises. How to sing in tune, how to sing better. Learn how to sing in tune. Can anyone learn to sing in tune and key or good at any age? So the thing I like about this is that when I look in this search result, I don't really see, there's only one thing that's talking about how to sing in tune for beginners, and it's YouTube. So, and by the way, you can make a blog post and also make a YouTube video, and I highly, highly recommend that. If you're going to get into this and you're kind of in the niche and you have that experience, that's even better than just creating a blog post. But anyway, this is probably a keyword I would go after, and let me tell you why. It's because I only see one thing on the front page that's targeting beginners. The rest of this, well, there's actually one more, how to sing in tune naturally for beginners. But 2 isn't bad. When I start seeing 3 and 4 that kind of are targeting all the words in this phrase, that's when I might not go after it. So this one I would go after. Let's look at a different one. How to sing, let's try the modifier with. How to sing with a deep voice. Or how to sing with your stomach. And you see what I'm doing here? I'm going back and I'm trying to get like more detailed than how to sing with your stomach. So let's go how to sing with your stomach and not your throat. Okay, so I'm looking here. Again, YouTube comes up, which is probably really, really powerful for the singing niche because it probably does well in the search results. A lot of people probably do click YouTube because I guess it's demonstrative if you're talking about how to sing. So how to sing from your stomach and not your throat. Again, this is something that I might go after simply because I'm just not seeing those words on the front page. And let me tell you what happens when you go after keywords like this in my experience. So some SEOs will tell you, go after short keywords. So maybe go after the keyword how to sing with your diaphragm, and then build links to get that keyword, to get that page to the top position. What I found is that when you go after keywords that are unique to what's ranking on the front page, even if they have similar search intents, Google will start to rank you for this first, because it's still going to think it's still a search engine. It doesn't quite know, like a human would know, the difference between a diaphragm and a stomach and a throat and all that stuff. But it knows it's similar. But what it will probably do is Google's probably going to rank you for this keyword, and then it's going to start ranking you for other keywords on that same page. So if you made a keyword about how to sing with your stomach and not your throat, it's going to rank you for that, and then it's going to rank you for other variations of that keyword. So that's why I like to go with these. It gives kind of something Google to grab onto quickly. It says, oh wow, this is a page about that. We know people type this in because it's in the autocomplete. And that's just what I like to do, and that's what I've found really ranks the fastest and gets sites off the ground the fastest. And these aren't product keywords like on an Amazon affiliate site, so they tend to be like way easier to rank for in my experience. So this is another keyword I would go for. Another thing you can do is you can type in all entitled : and you can see that there's no other pages on the web that match this. And that's definitely a good sign. Some people will use what's called the keyword golden ratio and like make a specific formula out of it. I actually don't do that anymore. I just kind of like to really look at the front page, and I'll do an all entitled search as well and kind of see what's going on, because sometimes if you just rely on this, on the advanced queries, if someone has something like how to sing with your stomach and not throat, that's not going to show up there, but that might show up on the front page. So that's why I definitely like to take a look at both and kind of make a judgment call on competition. So that's how you're going to find keywords, guys. And so what I want you to do at this point is spend some time on the Google autocomplete, maybe a few hours, and make a list of like 20 to 30 keywords that you want to go after that you think are going to be good to, if you're going to make a blog post about it, these keywords are going to be good to suggest the product in that blog post because it's relevant. The keyword is relevant to the product. So go out there and make that list. So once you've selected some keywords, it's time to get your first blog post done. And I highly recommend just going for this first one, writing it yourself, getting it out of the way to really get your momentum going. So we're getting back to the WordPress dashboard, and we're going to go over to posts and all posts right here. And I've already started this article, but if it was new, you would just go to add new. But in this case, we're just going to go to edit. And let's start from the top. So first of all, you'll notice that I used the entire keyword from the Google autocomplete, how to sing with your stomach and not your throat. And I added this parentheses, 3 tips, just to kind of spice up the title of the article a little bit. One thing I want to point out is you want to make sure that the permalink just says the key phrase or the keyword. You don't want to say the 3 tips in there, just the entire key phrase or keyword that you're going for. Now, the best advice for writing a good article is to kind of just write as naturally as possible and just make it a good article. But there are a few SEO little tips and tricks that I'm going to throw in that are actually important for you to know if you're going to be writing blog posts that you hope to rank on Google. So there's a bunch of different types of tags when you're doing SEO, and you can see this right here. You have a paragraph and a heading 1 all the way through heading 6. And these have been actually shown to be independent ranking factors. And all that basically means is that Google looks at each of them, it like reads the words, and it's determining where this is going to fit in the search engine based on the words. Now, I don't want you to overthink that, but I do want you to think about getting the variations of your key phrase sprinkled throughout the article. But I do want you to also put the entire key phrase in the article once in a paragraph and once in an H2. And from there, just sprinkle it naturally. So let me show you what I mean. In this intro, I'm writing, have you ever wondered how to sing with your stomach and not your throat? So there, I have it in a paragraph tag once. I don't have to do it again. And by the way, if you're wondering how to make things a paragraph, I marked it here just for your reference, these little tags here. You don't have to pay attention to these. But if you're wondering how to do it, you just highlight, go here, and then select paragraph or heading. this is an H2, as I've marked here, and this follows the structure of like an outline that you would do in school. So this is the top, this is the subtopic, and this is the subtopic below this, the H2, and then the H3. So I also want the keyword once in an H2. And then below that, I want to have H3s that have variations of the keyword, but are also natural and kind of define what the article is. They give the user the answer they're looking for. So how to sing with your nose and not your throat. That's an H2. Then the H3s, check the mirror. Then you have some more paragraph text under there. Lie on the floor and sing. More paragraph text under there. Breathe deeply while singing. More paragraph text under there. Now you notice I just have the word sing, singing. That's just great stuff to have in the H3s. It'll come in there naturally. Just make sure you just don't have like one word in these H3s. Just make them kind of descriptive, but also make them make sense. And so you can have more H2s. You don't have to have just this one H2 that just has this main keyword. You can have something else that says like extra tips from experts or something like that. Or it could be just a wrap up and then a little bit of paragraph text as the wrap up. So all you need to know about writing for SEO is that you want to pay special attention to these H2, H3, H4, H5, H6 tags. You never have to add an H1 tag into your article because that's already in the title. If I open this, this is an H1 tag. These are H2s. Again, make sure you don't have these in there. I just put that there to show you. But just make sure you're following the structure, H1, H2, H3, 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 back to H2, and then H3, H3, H3 again. Just keep it in the outline format. There's no specific amount of H2s and H3s you have to have. Just make sure you're writing in an outline and you're getting your keyword in all different sorts of tags. And when I say keyword, I mean variations of your keyword. So if you have the word sing in an H3 tag and then an H4 tag and a paragraph tag, that's all great. Just make sure it flows naturally, but pay attention to those tags. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the meta description and meta title. If you've installed Yoast and you scroll down, you're going to find a mobile result and a desktop result, and it's usually a little bit different. So one of them takes more characters. I think the mobile takes a little more actually. But anyway, you're just gonna go here and customize the title. You can make it basically the same as your regular title, but you wanna make sure it fits. Now, Yoast will add some extra stuff here. So it added your site name. In this case, the site name doesn't fit, so I'm just gonna do it without the site name. And in this meta description, you wanna type something that's like compelling that's gonna get the user to click. So you can say, in this guide, we're going to show you 3 ways that you'll be able to sing with your stomach and not your throat. These work very quickly. Boom. So you're telling people it works fast and you're compelling them to click. You're telling them, hey, if you searched for this, this is exactly what you're looking for. This is the article you're looking for. And then you're going to do the same over here as the desktop result. Just make sure that it looks good, that it's formatted on desktop, that these lines are not red, that they're green, that your title is not too short or too long, according to Yoast. So let's talk about linking to your Clickbank product in your article. So you're going to go back to the Clickbank marketplace, find your product, and press promote. From there, you're going to come to a screen like this. You're going to put in your account nickname and press generate hop link, and it's going to create a really weird looking link. It's going to be like an encrypted link, and you're not just going to want to link to it like you normally would on your site. So first of all, let's talk about the context of how you could link in the first place, and then we'll talk about putting in the link. So you can type something like, if you want to learn more about singing better, be sure to check out Singorama. So there you go. You just mention the program, you just link to it, and what you're going to want to do is highlight the text that you want to be hyperlinked. Go over here to this insert link. But in this case, you're not just going to insert a link, you have to create a pretty link first. So we're going to go over here to pretty links, go to add, let's save this first. Going to go over to here to pretty links, go to add new, and we're going to type in Singorama, and the target URL is going to be HTTPS. I'm just making this up. Yours is going to look a little bit different. Encrypted link. So that's the target URL. And then the pretty link, you can just make it whatever you want. So in this case, it's going to be vocalhelper.com/sing. So I'm going to press update. And here we go. So we have the link now, and this vocalhelper.com/sing will go to that Clickbank encrypted link that you created on Clickbank. So going back to the post, you go here, go to edit it, and then you just want to go like this, click the hyperlink, copy paste. I like to open link in new tab, and there you have it. It's also best practice to make your external affiliate links nofollow, and to do that we have to just use a plugin called Title and Nofollow, and we're going to go to install now. If you're using a page builder, this shouldn't be necessary. It's just a lot easier with a page builder. So let's install this and go to activate. Then when we get back to our post, you can just add nofollow and sponsored. This is the standard practice nowadays for affiliate links. It used to be just nofollow, but now people are doing sponsored as well. This is a new thing that Google recently added in. Now, let's look at this featured image part. This is where you're going to make an image for the blog post and put it as a featured image in your article. For this purpose, I really like to use a tool called Canva. There's a free version and a paid version. I currently use the paid version because you get access to more pictures and it's really, really good. But you can also use the free version. So just check out buildassetsonline.com/Canva. Let's take a quick look at it to show you how to use it. So once you're in Canva, you're going to be at a page like this. Once you sign up, I'm just going to create a design, use custom dimensions, and let's go to 1200 by 800. Now, they have all sorts of free images that you can use. They should be like royalty free, all that good stuff, like what you might find on pixabay.com and other free image sites. If you pay for their premium membership, Canva, you get access to some more images. So let's just search for singing and see, we have all these images here, and these would make great featured images for our blog post if we modify them a little bit. So let's click this one. And I like to just make it so it's full size, so it takes up the whole canvas. And then we can just add some elements here. So I will add a square shape. And we can take this. We can just put the title of the blog post here. So I will go over to text, add a heading, and I will put the title of the blog post. How to sing with your stomach and not your throat. So I'll just make sure that the text is kind of evenly spaced and that it looks visually okay. You know, I'm not a professional designer here, but I will take some time to make sure that it's okay. So you can see I'm messing with the font size a little bit. You can also mess with the letter spacing. See right here, just making it, you know, look nice. And then I might make this a little bit like, first of all, I might change the color to white because I'm using black text. And then, you see I did that up here. And then I might change the transparency a little bit just so you can see the back of that image. And there you go. Then you have now you have a really nice featured image that you can use for your blog post. So I'm just going to download that, and then I'm going to show you how to upload it into WordPress. So coming back to WordPress now, you're just going to go to set featured image, and then you can just drag it from your hard drive into here, just drag and drop it, and then you're going to have this featured image. And I just make the alt text for the featured image the same thing as the title, because that's what it says on the image. And the alt text is really supposed to be for screen readers, for people that are blind or can't see that well. So you should make your images descriptive in a way where it actually describes what the image is. So what you actually could do is you can say girl singing with text, how to sing with your stomach and not your throat. And then you can actually use Canva to make images that you insert throughout the article and make alt text with relevant keywords. So you can go back to Canva, add another image here, maybe add your logo to the image, maybe add some text to the image just to make it a little bit more unique. And then you can have a bunch of nice looking images on your blog post and add the alt text that describes the image, throw some words in there. You'll probably have them in naturally, like singing, throat, stuff like that. And yeah, then you're on your way to making a fantastic blog post. All right, and the final thing I want to talk about here is lead gen. Setting up your website so that it's collecting leads. So people are going to come, read your blog post, sign up for your email list, and then you're going to have further opportunities to email them and get them to buy the course that you're marketing or send them back to your blog posts. Really, the opportunities are endless with email, but you want to integrate this into your website early so that you're collecting emails from day one. So in order to do this, I highly recommend using a service called Aweber. You can check them out at buildassetsonline.com/Aweber. It's a email autoresponder service, and basically what it does, it allows you to make an email list and send people campaigns. It'll send them message after message after message. And yeah, it's really easy to use. When you get there, I'm not going to go through the sign up process because it's pretty self-explanatory. But when you get there and make your list, you're going to go to sign up forms, and then you're going to create a sign up form. And from here, basically you can choose a bunch of different designs. For the purpose of this singing one, we'll choose this. Load template. And here I can type what I want in the box. So I can type something like, if I was going to have an email sequence about 5 tips to improve your singing, tips to improve your singing, I can do that right here. Save the field. I can play with the design a little bit. Center it, make sure it looks okay. Save field. Save your form. Go to step 2. Singing form. Go to step 3. I did save it, so we'll save it again. And then here is where you can click I will install my form, and it's going to give you a JavaScript little script here, and we're going to go back over to WordPress, and I'm going to show you how to put this in using the GeneratePress element hooks so that it's on every one of your blog posts. Okay, so we're back in WordPress. I am going to go to Appearance and Elements to get to the GeneratePress elements. I'm going to go to Add New, and I'm going to choose Hook again. And here I'm going to not select WP Head, but I'm going to select Content, and I'm going to go to After Content, okay? And I'm going to paste this in. I'm just going to name this email form. I'm going to click that, execute, display rules, location, entire site. Well, actually, let's just put blog, or no, sorry, let's just put post. That way it only shows up on posts and not like the home page and not like other pages and stuff like that. So let's just do that. Let's click publish. So back at our posts here, let's preview. And as you can see, it is right in the bottom here. And yeah, everything's looking good with this form. I mean, the design is not looking great, so you should spend some time designing yours. But yeah, this is a really, really easy way to start collecting leads from day one and make more sales. All right, everyone, at this point, we've really covered the most important things for getting your Clickbank site up and running. Now, I have a few final assignments for you. We're gonna kind of run through these for the sake of time, but you know, at this point, it's all about taking action on your end. Just follow the steps I've showed you. The act of doing, you're going to learn so much more than just from watching the video. You really have to get in there and get your hands dirty, so to say. So let's, number one, go back, get your logo from Fiverr, and insert it into your site. From there, work with the colors, typography, and formatting on WordPress. I will show you how to do that real quick. So we're back into WordPress now. You can go on any page once you're logged in, just go to customize. From here, you can go to site identity. You can kind of click around, but you can also click where the logo is. And I'm just going to go to hide site title, hide site tagline, and I'm going to go to select logo and upload it from my computer. This is just one I made real quick myself on Canva. So I'm just going to upload the logo, crop it, and I'm going to upload the Retina logo as well. Just make it the same thing. I'm going to set my logo width here. Okay. So for your site icon, you can also take a little snip, a screenshot of part of your logo or an like the icon of your logo, and it's just going to show up in this part. So make sure you do that as well, like on the top of the browser tab. Okay, so I want to just give you guys a quick run through of how easy it is to customize GeneratePress. So all you have to do to get the hang of it is click through these menus. So for example, we're going to go to layout here, container. We can change how wide the container is. We can go back. We're going to go to header. Here we can like play with how the header looks. So for example, now it's left aligned. We can align it in the center. We can play with the padding, play with the margins, all that kind of stuff. So your job is to go in here, mess around, and make your site look decent. Don't go crazy. Really don't go crazy. You know, you just want to change some colors, make it look good, mess with the typography and all that stuff. So if you want to change the menus, just go right here, go to menus, and you're going to go to create new menu. You're going to give the menu a name. So say we want to name it main menu, and we're going to set this as the primary menu. And then you can add items to the menu here. These can be pages you've made. You can make an About Us page. You're going to have to make your privacy policy page and terms of service page, which I'm going to mention in your to-do list. So yeah, like really take the time to polish up your site after you get that first post done. And then that'll probably take you maybe like half a day, a few hours just to get the hang of it, and then get in there and get the rest of those posts done. All right, so once you've got your site looking nice, here are the rest of the things you need to do. You want to go in and make sure that first blog post is polished up. You want to make an affiliate disclaimer and link it near the top of any blog post with your featured image. And you could do that the same way I showed you how to put in the Google Analytics code before with WP hooks. So actually, instead of inserting code in there, you can leave the code in there, but you can also just put some text in there. So make sure to go back to watch the part of this video where I show you how to use the WP hooks where we insert the Google Analytics code. You're going to want to make a privacy policy and terms of service and add it to the footer menu. You can customize the menus the way I just showed you through the theme editor, but you will have to make it a page, not a post like you made before, but you'll have to make it a page in WordPress. You're going to want to make some categories if appropriate and link them on your main menu. Let me just show you what those are real quick. Back at WordPress, if you go to all posts and then categories, you can see here's where you can add different categories to categorize things in the menus of your site. Now, at this point, we only have one, which is uncategorized. That's going to look kind of ugly on the site, so I'd like to add just a category out of the gate. So we could just add the category singing. You can add whatever makes sense for your site. And then you're going to want to make sure that when you publish your posts that they're actually in that category. So I just went back over to all posts and I went into my post. I'm going to uncheck it from uncategorized and I'm going to add it to singing. So let me publish this, and then I'm going to go make sure that that category is actually in my main menu. So if I go back to the theme editor, appearance customize, I can head over to menus, click create a new menu. I'm going to make it the primary menu, and I'm just going to make it main menu and name it main menu. And I'm going to add items to this menu, and I can add the category and I can add singing. So now singing is in the main menu. And if I had more categories, I can also add it to this main menu. And this is going to be where you'll also want to add an About Us page. All right, so wrapping up now, like I just said, make that About Us page, and then your job is to pump out 20 or 30 more blog posts in the same way I taught you, focusing on those informational keywords and linking to the affiliate product where appropriate. Don't be spammy about it. Just link to it, recommend it to people as an extra resource that goes well with your blog post. And yeah, then it's time to kind of just sit back. Google is not going to rank your stuff right away, but you can check your analytics monthly in the first 1 to 3 months. And then once you hit months 3 to 6, you can check it weekly. And then going forward from there, you can check it daily and see where the traffic is at. Now, if you want to speed this up a little bit, you can get your site on the social networks, make a Facebook page, make a Pinterest profile. Once you make your 20 to 30 blog posts, try and syndicate things to the social networks. But yeah, that's it. We're wrapping up this tutorial. If you need any extra help, guys, don't forget buildassetsonline.com/membership. You can get a one-on-one Discord channel with my brother Mike and I. And I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a comment, press the like, press the subscribe, press the bell, and I will see you in the next video.